Hi everyone, welcome back to Healthy with Nicole. In today's video, I'm going to talk about something that people do reach out and ask me about, even though I don't have a lot of people complaining about it with UC, but that is constipation. So definitely a gut health issue and can lead to more issues. But what I wanted to talk about is some of the causes of constipation and how you can fix it. And it's not what you think. So first of all, a lot of people assume that when they are constipated, it means that they need more water or more fiber. And in my experience, neither of those are actually true. And so I wanted to kind of talk about some of the reasons why you might be having this issue to begin with. So for a lot of people that have an inflammatory bowel disease or they may have IBS, these oftentimes fall into two segments. One would be, say, for example, IBS-D for diarrhea, and the other would be IBS-C for constipation. Ulcerative colitis can fall the same way. And then just in general, people can get constipated. And the reason why that's a problem is because it's your body's way of detoxification, right? So we clean our bodies in numerous ways through our integumentary system, our skin, we sweat through our lungs, we breathe out, we urinate through our kidneys, and our colon, we have bowel movements. And so it's just another way of our body to clean itself. And so if that is not working properly, then we're more likely to be autotoxic, or basically just become toxic because we're not removing those things. And a big area is actually estrogen, which is removed through the kidney and colon. So you definitely want to be having at least one bowel movement a day, preferably maybe 3. But one of the reasons, let me talk about a couple reasons, but one of the big reasons why people have chronic constipation is actually because they're low thyroid. And low thyroid function, usually our digestion can slow down, and we then have food sitting in the digestive tract longer. It's more likely to grow bacteria and more likely to get constipated. So not good. And you can check your thyroid through labs, but you can also easily just check your temperature. So if your body temperature is not hitting 98.6 after you get up and eat, then that could be a reason. That could be a sign. And there's also a lot of other symptoms besides constipation, like fatigue, dry skin, cracked heels, mood things, and there's quite a bit. So check with your doctor to run some labs and make sure they do a full panel like TSH, T4, T3, and maybe even some reverse T3. There's a lot of information you can get from thyroid, but that's a good place to start. And also your high cholesterol can be associated with thyroid. So there's some key factors there that are related. Another reason someone might be constipated is parasites. So parasites can live in the intestines and they can excrete a toxin that actually paralyzes your intestines, believe it or not. So I think it's a good idea to keep those under control. Most people do have parasites in their intestines and in their colon and wherever else in the body, but I think it's probably pretty normal. But if you are having symptoms of other problems, you can do a simple parasite cleanse. There's lots of herbal formulas on the market. Just be careful when you're using wormwood, because it can cause rapid heartbeat and things like that. But there's quite a few different herbal formulas on the market and people that work in that area specifically. Another reason that people can get constipated is by too much stress. So stress, when we're under stress, we're in the fight or flight phase of our nervous system. And that's also called the sympathetic nervous system, where we want to be in the parasympathetic state when we eat so that we can rest, digest, and repair. And this goes for all of our healing in general. But most people are eating on the go. A lot of people are under stress and they're shoving the food in. When you're in that state of your nervous system, you actually have reduced digestive fluids, including amylase, which starts right in the mouth, and everything else. All of your digestive fluids are reduced. So eating in a stress state, eating too fast, not chewing your food, those can all contribute to constipation. Along those lines, drinking too much water with your food can inhibit your digestive processes. So you want to keep your drinking of fluids to a minimum with your meals, and then hydrate outside of meals for larger quantities. And then finally, yes, lack of fiber could be a problem. However, most of the people that I know that have gone on a zero fiber diet actually have loose stools. And a lot of the things that are on the market for fiber, like psyllium husk, for example, they actually bulk stool, so should create more stool. And so if you're having trouble moving stool, having more of it isn't always good. And also, fiber are different forms, so you want to do fibers that are safer for your gut and actually aren't going to create bacterial growth. I know a lot of people think that resistant starches and things like that are good to create bacteria. It's not what you want. You want to go the other way. We want sterile intestines and bacteria only in the colon. And so some foods that are good for that, you can check out the repeat salad. This is a pretty popular carrot salad. It's just grated carrots with some coconut oil and salt and apple cider vinegar, or you could just eat carrots. They have a fiber that's safer for you. It's not like eating kale or raw vegetables, which are not so safe because they're going to ferment in the gut. Cooked mushrooms do the same thing. Oat bran for some people works well, but also be careful because if you have inflamed intestines, it's like taking a Brillo pad to your intestinal wall. So fiber isn't always the answer. And then lastly, hydration. Yeah, you can get constipated from being hydrated, but drinking just a bunch of water doesn't necessarily hydrate you. Most of your hydration actually comes from your stomach. So if you're eating foods with water content in it, like for example, watermelon, you're gonna be much more hydrated than just drinking plain water. Plain water doesn't absorb all that well into our body, and when you drink mass quantities of it, not only does it have other effects like slows down your thyroid, you can actually just end up peeing out a lot more and losing your minerals as you go. So there's a few reasons why you might get constipated. Ways to fix it: have the carrot salad, choose the right kind of fiber in all cases, drink not with your meals but separately, and make sure it's not plain water. So mineral laden water, herbal teas are great, or you can use some of those electrolyte drinks on the market, but watch out for artificial flavors and whatnot. Don't eat when you're stressed, and maybe use some calming exercises before you eat. And parasite cleanses can be good, and then finally check your thyroid. So there are some laxatives on the market that I think are okay. I wouldn't recommend very many of them because they can be habit forming. My first choice would be just simply using magnesium. Magnesium citrate is our least absorbed, or one of our least absorbed magnesium forms, and pretty safe. So you wouldn't want to use that all the time. If you're relying on it, you got to look at the bigger issue. But it can work for occasional. Another one you can use would be Cascara sagrada, but be careful, make sure it's aged, because otherwise it can cause gripping in the stomach or strong cramping. And some people do well with aloe juice. I'm kind of hit and miss on that, but those are some of the ways that can help you to get over it. Things you can do naturally and hopefully help you feel better and get more regular. So I hope this video helps you. If you need more help, you can always book a session. I'll put a link below to my calendar where you can chat with me and talk about your gut issues and hopefully help you out. Otherwise, please feel free to share this video with someone you think it might help. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you in the next one.